This video is about searching for Australian legislation. When you're searching for legislation, there are some important things to consider. Most states and territories will have their own legislation covering an area of law, so check that you're searching in the correct jurisdiction. Ensure that you're accessing the most current or authorised version of the legislation, including all amendments. If required, you may need to find an older version of the Act that was in force at the time the matter occurred. Each state, territory, and the federal government has a website where you can access their legislation. These government websites provide the authorised versions of legislation as well as previous or historical versions. Law One is a library database, and you can access it from the Law and Justice Subject Guide or Library Search. Law One provides full-text access to legislation covering all 9 Australian federal, state and territory jurisdictions, and it's updated daily. You can find current, repealed and amending acts and regulations, as well as draft legislation and extrinsic material. You can browse or search Law One and refine by legislation type and jurisdiction. Once you have found the relevant Act, you can search within the Act or use the plus sign on the left-hand side of the screen to expand out the provisions. One of the best features of Law One is Key Info. From here, you can access and download the authorised, current and historical versions of the Act, as well as commencement details, amendment history and the original bill. You'll also find extrinsic materials that help to explain and interpret the legislation and related instruments, including cases that have considered the legislation. To find out more about searching for legal resources, visit the Law and Justice Subject Guide.